written by Susan Lennox. Introduction. People began forming the first civilizations about 6,000 years ago. In the civilization, at least some of the people lived in cities and specialized jobs. Civilizations have scrolls and often have handwriting, art, science, trade, and monument. One of the earliest examples of a civilization was found in ancient Mesopotamia. It was located where Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Kuwait are now. Many historians say this land between two rivers was the birthplace of civilization. The Ubaid, the heart of ancient Mesopotamian civilization, was between the Tigris and Euphrates River. They then became known as the Fertile Crescent. The first people to live in Mesopotamia settled the first southernmost regions of the crescent. Today, this area is Iraq and Kuwait. Modern archaeologists came across ancient stone tools, briquet, and pottery near the Euphrates River. These artifacts tell stories about the lives of these ancient people. The items show that farming settlement existed as early as 5000 BC. Researchers named an early settler the Ubaid after the site where the artifacts were found. The Ubaid were the first people to settle the land known as Sumer. Before Ubaid formed settlement, they and other Sumerian tribes were nomadic hunters and gatherers. They moved from place to place in search of food and water. In time, the Ubaid found ways to live in one place. They drained marshes and grew crops in the rich soil. They built irrigation canals to bring water to drier areas. In addition, they made pottery from clay and with plastic from the reed that grew in shallow water. The river riches not only met the person need, also provided good trade with travelers. Major trade routes and Asia and Europe went through the rich plains of Sumeria. Items that the Ubaid could not grow or make themselves were obtained from traders. Iraq, the first known city. Over the years, more Sumerian settlements sprang up the Fertile Crescent. Some grew to become the true cities and eventually city-states. Most important was the city of Uruk from 4100 to 3000 BC. Uruk was the area's center of authority and trade. At one point, Uruk had a sign of 80,000 residents. The city covered more than 2.6 square kilometers and has a huge building made of mud bricks. The multi-level ziggurat or temple served as the center of worship, sacrifice of animals and crops. Uruk was there. Mesopotamian pictograph was appeared. The pictograph was simple used in writing. This early written language grew out of Uruk's role as a center of trade and businesses. Simple images were marked on a clay tablet to add up a worker's ration as a record of goods. Over time, the pictograph changed into a system writing known as the cuneiform. Symbols stood for sound rather than object. This sound symbol could be used to write in any language. This phonology has several advantages over the pictographic system. since the same set of simple could be stuffed to form these different words. Fewer simple were needed. The system who made it easier to express a strange concept that would be difficult to show as scripture. Clay tablets marked with great shape, cuneiform, simple, provide information about submarine life during that era. Residents of Europe and other city-states within Samaria lived in the Paris King. That person left various other ranking officials such as a leader of the law, and so on. Mesopotamian society was divided into three main classes: free people, semi-free people, and enslaved people. Little is known about the life of the people of lower class of Sumer. Most Sumerian women were white and mother, taking care of their home and family. Most girls did not go to school and cast account from a wealthy family. However, Sumerian women had more rights than women later of the Mesopotamian culture. They could own property, run businesses, and act as judges, witnesses, instead become racists, scribes, and physicians. One of the most famous and celebrated rulers was King Galabus. Galabus believed to rule Europe around 27 BC. During the early dynastic period, he became an epic hero of song and legend. Poems were written about his 126-year reign. He was said to be a demigod, the son of King Lugobanda, the sovereign mother goddess Nisumun. Gilgamesh is credited with building the massive wall that protected Europe. The wall still stands today. In 2003, German scientists found a tomb in Euphrates riverbed they thought belonged to Gilgamesh that was quite similar to the tomb described in the epic. Warring city-states. As the Sumerian city-states expanded and thrived, they began with each other for control of the region. War became more and more common. The earliest detailed record of Sumerian warfare shows the battle between the Mesopotamian city-states of Lagash and Ilma in 2535 BC. Figures and writing on upright stone column called spear show soldiers carrying swords, spears, and shields into battle. Immediately later rode the wheelcarts pulled by the pairs of oranges and the native species of donkey. The trade route supplies the material needed to craft the tools of warfare. Blacksmiths had discovered that two soft metal, copper and tin, could be melted together to make a harder substance. This alloy, known as bronze, was used for making swords spear teeth. Tin, however, was rare. It could be only obtained from traders from Central Asia or Europe. Establishing trade routes was a way to keep weapons out of the hands of an opposing army. The Sumerians' fighting came to an end when King Sargon of Akkad took control of the region in about 2040 BC. The United City-States into the Akkadian Empire. He united the city-state into by proclaiming the Trust Alley in positions of power. Its peak stretches from the Mediterranean Sea and the west of the Arabia in the south to Iran in the east and the Anatolian Peninsula in the north. The Akkadians did not speak Sumerian, however they adapted the Sumerian cuneiform script to write their own language. The Sumerian languages were usually used in official and religious ceremonies. The earliest poet in the history of the world whose name is known as the Enheduanna, Saturn's daughter. She knows as high praises of the city of along her poem. There were many verses the praising of the goddess Indiana, the most popular denied in Mesopotamia, prosperity and advancement. Peace when the Akkadian Empire brought changes to Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia created the first postal system. Clay tablets were inscribed with cuneiform message, then wrapped in clay envelope. An envelope was marked with the seal of the sender, the name of the address of the recipient. No one but the recipient could read the message because the clay envelope had to be broken in order to get what was inside. A central government enforced law and regulations. Trade network expanded and commerce boomed. Businesses was conducted using sindering steel, carved tubes that were presented into clay. Pressing one seal to the clay was like signing one's name today. The Mesopotamians also developed the idea of numeral place value. The way we measure time uses the same system from long ago. About 3500 BC, the Sumerians began using round flat mechanical devices to make clay balls. The potter wheel sat horizontally on the axis and when spun allowed the potter to make a bowl with even the edges and surfaces. 300 years later, the Sumerians began to use wheels as a way to easily move objects and transport people. After much experimenting, the Sumerians tried attaching one wheel to each side of the single axle. The result was a device that made it easy to carry loads. The cord drove across the ground with minimum effort. Other civilizations may have copied the design as the soon used across the world. Fall of an empire. The Akkadian Empire ended in about 2050 BC after a severe drought and invasion by the Gutians. The Gutians were nomads from the mountain to the north. Gutian war parties made regular raids on the riches of the kingdom. As a result, trade slowed. And fields lay untended. Eventually, the Gutian nomads took over Akkad and Akkadian Empire collapsed. The Gutian had a little experience running in such a complex society. They had the canal network, fell apart and brought on a terrible famine. The 125-year rule of summer led known what had come as the Dark Age of Mesopotamia. It was not until the 17th century BC, under the reign of King Hammurabi, Mesopotamia would return as a final empire called Babylonia.
Good job!
知道。
我这边的刚才那样。